Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a fantastic day. As always, leaving a like, leaving a comment, or subscribing. It helps out the channel very much. So very big thank you to everyone who leaves a like every single day, to all of my Patreon supporters, and to everyone who has supported my art. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. For those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin's price bounces off of 16,300 US dollars. Here's why. There's actually a number of factors. So we've gotten back to the point where we only have real news. However, the real news in the cryptocurrency space is always quite weird. So it has 1,000 different layers actually as to why Bitcoin is technically up in price. It says Ethereum bounces above $1,200. Bitcoin touches December lows. The cryptocurrency market is all over the place, but there does seem to be some slight level of optimism within the prices as to where things are potentially about to go. It says, is Ethereum ready for a pivot? As this ETH front sees renewed interest, there apparently is a very large amount of derivative Ethereum interest that has begun spiking for Ethereum futures, for leverage positions, for a whole bunch of other things where people are essentially hoping and wishing for a higher Ethereum price. And people are using this now as a metric to say these other markets, if you will, that revolve around Ethereum are seeing a huge amount of renewed interest. Tons of money is being pumped back in, and prices for those things have begun to spike, and therefore people believe that this could have an influential amount of influence, sure, why not, on Ethereum's price. It says Binance coin price rebounds towards $250. But a risk of a drop to $200 still exists. Wow, genius right there. So yeah, a lot of the prices have moved up. Of course, I don't know. It says there's still a risk of a drop. Of course, that we could technically drop to zero. Is it likely to happen? Not very likely at all. But there's a risk of a drop for anything, especially when we are so closely tied to everything macroeconomic at this point. A lot of really weird whale news behavior stuff going on. It says XRP trading volume is up by 90%. Whales move 500 million XRP. As per Whale Tracker, more than 500 million XRP tokens have been moved by crypto whales in the last 24 hours. There's a lot of movement happening within the whale community. I don't know if that's a saying or a phrase, but you understand what I'm talking about. The largest wallets are reshuffling a lot of coins to different wallets, and the part of cryptocurrencies is that no one knows where or what these wallets are for. It is believed, as we are seeing potential renewed interest in price movements of these coins, people are not only taking them off of cryptocurrency exchanges, but simply moving them to other wallets. It could also, hear me out here, be something as simple as the whales are trying to manipulate the market to get people scared to lower prices, because this has always happened before in the past. The idea is whenever there are large movements of coins being moved around from this wallet to that wallet onto this exchange, off of that exchange, it changes people's perception as to what is currently happening within the cryptocurrency space. And sometimes people actually sell based on the news or their perception of what they think might be happening from these whales. And we know often that when whales are doing things like this, it's usually to get other people to sell their coins for a lower price so that the whales can buy more. This is confirmed by the fact that I've been doing this channel for a number of years, and every time that we get whale movement news, it's usually a day or two later talking about whales were buying up any dip that probably they actively initiated. Also this was the secondary most popular price news story of the day. It says Dogecoin is down by 11% after the Twitter poll says that Elon Musk should leave as CEO. For those of you who missed the majorist news yesterday, and I know a lot of people didn't care for the news because I saw all the downvotes and people, discussing in the comment section. Allegedly, no, probably, Elon Musk has been doing a terrible job when it comes to Twitter. And the way that the CEO position works, for those of you who are slightly unaware, is that shareholders are still allowed to basically give you the boot if they think you are not doing a good job. You may be the chief executive officer, but that does not make you the king of the Twitter kingdom. And there were rumors swirling around for a while now that because of the lack of users or people leaving the platform or other people not wanting to use it anymore because a number of journalists have been blocked on the platform and people were unable to, this is all after Musk, and people were unable to link outside websites that may have conflicted with people leaving Twitter if they didn't want to use it, that the shareholders basically said that it was time for him to go. However, this was created in a way for his public image by simply making a poll showing that he should be doing X as opposed to X, and therefore now he's going to be leaving as apparently this is now all done. I saw a couple of news articles talking about like Twitter after Musk and stuff like that, so I assume that he actually is going to be leaving. Tying directly into that, as you see on the screen, Dogecoin's price basically fell quite fast because the speculation has been that as Elon Musk would enter Twitter with the sink he was holding, and the supposed amount of Dogecoin that he owns, that therefore he would be integrating Dogecoin into Twitter as an official payment method or something on the website. But now that he is leaving, Dogecoin has fallen off of the hopes that this coin would have some type of hyper renewed interest and or usage. It is the secondary most popular news story of the day. Dogecoin price falls by 11% post Elon Musk's Twitter resign poll. I think this is also the exact same thing. Dogecoin had a shocking impact on its price following Elon Musk's Twitter poll. A lot of people are talking about this. I think it was not good from the get-go to base how much money you thought you were going to make off of Elon Musk. But I think people will learn that as they get older and they realize what's really going on. It says biggest Dogecoin holder in the world has transferred an enormous 3.8 billion Doge to another address. A lot of people are speculating. It even says right here, whales are actively moving their funds, which is not a good sign during the bear market. No, it's totally fine. It's their money. They're allowed to move it. Like, you can move your money during a bear market or a bull run because it happens both ways. People get scared regardless of what's happening. If people move their money during a bear market, people think that these people are going to sell. Or maybe they're just moving it to a safer place. That one sounds a little bit more believable. If we have a bull run and prices are shooting up and someone moves their coins, people think that people are going to sell those coins. Or maybe they're just simply buying it from someone else over the counter. Everything is more than just someone's about to sell their coins. If you are terrified of people selling their coins in this market or any market, that's like, imagine hearing that a company moved their stock from one location to another. You can't do that because it's all on the computer, but just imagine that people get scared of that. It doesn't make any sense. The point of crypto is to be able to use your money. If this person accumulated 3.8 billion Doge over the course of the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years, and they're now trying to buy a small island, cool. I'll give you a golf clap for that because it's their money and they can do with it as they choose. That's how the cryptocurrency space works. In the first most popular price news story of the day, for those of you not looking at the screen, it says Bitcoin gains 2%. Stocks drop as the Bank of Japan allows benchmark bond yield to rise. The largest and biggest news of the day for prices is that The Bank of Japan has risen the bond yield, which apparently they have not done, I think, in more than a decade from what I was seeing around and reading. They rose the yield from 0.25 to 0.5, and this actually caused the value of the yen, or the strength of the yen, to rise, which also caused the value of stocks to fall. Apparently, Japan has been the word's not maybe it is steadfast. I'm not really sure exactly what it is. Basically been a rock. Very predictable. Everyone knows that rock isn't going to move because it doesn't have any legs. And therefore, you can kind of always see exactly what Japan's monetary policy is going to be. There's someone who is resigning from the Bank of Japan, I believe, in April. And it was expected that around May, there may be new decisions as to what to do to their economic policies, but it happened today. It happened in December, and a lot of people were quite shocked about it. And as that happened, it caused, I'll use the term shockwave very lightly, shockwaves through the fiscal monetary world, because everyone was expecting Japan to do what it always does, but then it did something else. The value of the yen began to move up. The stocks within Japan began to move down. There are now fears that these stocks within the United States and other countries may begin to also move down as well, because this could be an indication. No one knows for certain. This could be an indication that Japan is getting ready to also raise interest rates, in expectation that inflation might also hit them, because I think Japan is one of the very few places where inflation hasn't been a thing. There are a lot of countries around the world who have actually sheltered themselves from many outside economic policies, and their countries and governments are doing quite well. You can look towards the Nordic countries and Iceland as places that have done fairly well, and Japan is also one of them. So raising the bond yield may be an indication that they may be getting ready to raise interest rates in order to curb any type of inflation that might hit their borders. And because of that, things actually went a bit lower. It says stocks sink lower as rate jitters dash hope for a year-end rally. A lot of people, you've seen the news, we've been talking about it here as well, have been potentially expecting some type of a movement up. It's usually called a Santa Claus rally, where people believe that roughly around Christmas, prices will begin to move on up. However, the Fed has reiterated once again that they are definitely going to be raising interest rates again. They do not know when, but there will be several interest rate rises over the course of next year. There is still no indication as to exactly how high the interest rate hikes are going to be. It could be 0.5%, or they could move back to 0.75%. And they have said that they are going to do this even if it means economic consequences. They do not care about the damage that they have caused around the world. There are tons of layoffs. There's a huge spike in nearly everything negative with every single economy. And this was only brought on by them by printing so much money in anticipation of trying to stop any type of economic downfall that may have happened in the year 2020 and 2021. And now we are all paying for it. So yeah, that's all the price news that we have right now. It says stocks closed lower for a fourth day as recession angst dashes hope of a year-end rally. The recession word is being thrown around a lot, all over the place. A lot of economists believe that we are already in a recession, but it just has not been announced by world governments for fear of some kind of backlash against them, because people aren't going to be too happy. A lot of companies are firing people. A lot of companies are not hiring. I have a lot of friends who are looking for jobs. They can't find any. They're getting a lot of the automatic rejections. Two friends actually. One told me he applied for 10 jobs. Another one told me he applied for 8 jobs. And they said they both got emails, automatic emails. We are not hiring at this time, but thank you for your CV, yada, yada, yada. So, yeah. It looks like things may be on the downtrend, but also we never know. It literally just takes the people from the Fed announcing one thing while standing on the podium. But they are determined to keep things falling a lot lower. I would love to know, or to be a fly on the wall to see exactly what those conversations are. because I assume it extends a little bit further than we have to save the economy. I always assume the weirdest, but something else monetarily odd is definitely going on when these people have a chance to save the economy for nearly 3 to 4 billion people, but they're choosing to not do so. That's all the price news that we have right now. I told you it was going to get a bit weird. And yeah, let's move on. I don't understand what's happening. I'm going to show you and then I'll explain it to you, because I'm not. Visa, yep, that Visa like the card, has proposed a system that would enable Ethereum users to conduct transactions directly with one another. I'm going to read that one more time. Visa has proposed a system that would enable Ethereum users to conduct transactions directly with one another without the need for a trusted third party. When I saw this article, this was one of the most popular news stories of the day. I had to keep rereading it because I thought that I was misreading it, and clearly I was missing a word in the sentence. Visa has announced that they are going to try and create something, or that they have already created something, or may soon be implementing something that will allow people who use Ethereum to send transactions between themselves. If you don't get what I'm saying, the point of crypto is that I can send you something and you can send me something without the need for a trusted third party. It's called a blockchain. Customers may pay with their own wallets that they control directly. So Visa has announced that they found a revolutionary new way for people to be able to send money between themselves, and it's through one of their own systems, as opposed to simply just using the blockchain. Am I going completely insane, or did I not see those words on the screen? These purchases will likely be paid for automatically via Visa utilizing account abstraction, a feature of Ethereum that is currently being researched. Customers will be able to make automatic payments, which Ethereum currently doesn't provide. So their new system will allow you to be able to pay for things automatically, I assume for bills or other things that have to be paid quickly and fastly and automatically through Visa without the need for a third party. Furthermore, Visa has emphasized its usage of account abstraction, which allowed them to combine user account characteristics with smart contract capabilities in a single model of Ethereum accounts. The business started referring to the resultant account as a delegible account as well. With this approach, a shop owner may initiate an automated payment plan via the use of a smart contract. When a user with a delegable account authorizes permission, the merchant may begin a payment using the charge function of the automated payment contract. The user's delegible account also adds the auto payment contract to a whitelist for future pay. I'm not understanding why. I get the idea of the automatic payment, but please understand this as well. We are being slowly corralled and led to a path where the original traditional financial system is going to completely engulf the cryptocurrency space. These things are being proposed to us as a means to make it easier for us to use cryptocurrencies so that all of our transactions that were not before previously able to be tracked on the blockchain are now able to be tracked, because they're trying to seemingly provide a way for us to have a simpler or easier experience when it comes to using cryptocurrency transactions. This is one of the most popular news stories of the day. Visa has proposed an automatic payment using Ethereum Layer 2 solution Starknet, or maybe simply just don't. Maybe you don't have to pay in Ether. Maybe you can simply pay in your local fiat currency through your local bank account. 2 or 3, maybe you don't have to use Visa or integrate everything from the traditional financial system into the cryptocurrency space. The purpose of cryptocurrencies are A, to be decentralized, but also There's a level of privacy that you can do things when you want, how you want, whenever you feel the need to do so. The amount of big companies who are stepping into the space, I think, once again, I think we've moved away from the idea of people actually caring about the fact that the old financial system is a hot pile of poo-poo, and people simply wanting these old things because people find something like Visa getting into the cryptocurrency space as a form of validity. And therefore, if Visa's into Ethereum, Ethereum's price is going to go up regardless of what that might actually mean for centralization of any other type of usage of blockchain that we have out there. I get the automatic payment thing, but this is also, these are very dangerous steps, especially when you talk about the banks getting into it. So many times, and I don't think we'll ever get any further from this point, so many times I've made sure to mention, pay attention to who the big boys are who are getting into the cryptocurrency space. Do you think that Visa is trying to make payments, whatever, on Ethereum better for you? No, it's probably because they own an enormous amount of Ether. And they're trying to make it so that if they do have you on their platform using your Ether for these auto payments, they're going to be taking an additional fee from you along with the network fee, because this is how Visa is going to get paid. So, cool. This is super popular. A lot of people were talking about this. I have not much more to say about this other than the fact that you can just do this by yourself. That's the point of cryptocurrencies. You know, the extra step in you having to copy and paste an address, or even remember or set a timer on your Apple Watch and be like, oh, got to pay that bill now. Let me do it in a decentralized way, as opposed to having to go through Visa. That's the Visa news. Cool. Wonderful. Can't wait for more centralization because no one else is paying attention anymore. All right. Let's move on. Also, in like actual, this, I was really surprised when this was made popular news. Toshi Kusama, that is Shai, and then Toshi, and then Kusama, as in Yaya Kusama, the lead developer of cryptocurrency project Shiba Inu, has taken to Twitter to apologize on behalf of the team for misleading the community with a countdown posted for their account since last week. Although not in control of that, he said, I apologize for any confusion. Stay tuned, the developer tweeted. Kusama stressed that he is not personally responsible for every detail of the project. So apparently, on Shiba Inu's Twitter account, someone posted a countdown, and the countdown was leading up to something special. Something major is going to happen. Something big will be taking place when this countdown goes to 0. And then people found out that the countdown was just an update to their website. I don't know why someone assumed that they needed a countdown for an additional, I think, a tab or something on their website. But that's just where we are right now. A number of people announced on Twitter that they were very, very disappointed. They said the countdown was very misleading and unnecessary. Yeah, why'd you have a countdown for nothing? A lot of people thought that this was something to do with their metaverse or something to do with their layer 2 scaling solution. But nope, it was that somebody was like, big news, you won't believe what's coming. I think they were probably trying to hype up the project in some sort of way, but this has failed 97,000 times before. Shiba Inu is always prominently in the news. But if you are part of the Shiba Inu developing team, look back at the past towards Tron and a number of other coins. For those of you who were not here in the long ago, Tron used to hype up everything that they did. And I mean, it was a near daily experience with them that they had big news, major news. This is going to happen. You guys won't believe what's coming. And it was always nonsense. What would happen was, however, is that the price would spike off of the news that something amazing was going to happen. And then when people realized daily that nothing amazing was going to happen, the price would nearly collapse. I mean, it was a drop down by 15%, which led a lot of people to believe that this was calculated price manipulation by the actual team of Tron trying to get the price to jump, and then they would actually sell off after the pump. So good job, whoever posted that thing on Twitter for no apparent reason. A lot of people are not too happy with that, but that's just the way the crypto crumbles, because that's usually what a lot of platforms are like. All right, that's the Shiba Inu news. Yeah, moving along. Also in the news, this is a two-pronged one. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong has pushed for stricter regulations on centralized crypto actors, but says that decentralized protocols should be allowed to flourish, given that open source code and smart contracts are the ultimate form of disclosure. Let me explain. There's a really big, so I'm going to try and say this in the nicest way possible. A lot of people are realizing that all the hubbub that they made over FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried is now having a negative consequence on the cryptocurrency space. What? That's crazy. It's almost like everyone complaining and screaming in the streets that cryptocurrencies need to be regulated would also at some point also drag down the rest of the market is a complete unknown to so many people. People made such a huge amount of fuss that regulators now want to regulate everything. Not some of the things like they wanted before, but they want to regulate everything. So a lot of larger people who made a big focused force, whatever, of the FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried collapse, just like last week, 4 days ago, the week before that, and the week before that, who were all screaming, you know, this is the worst thing to ever happen to crypto. We need regulations. They're now saying, wait, don't regulate everything. There's no need for all of that. Because they realize that them screaming too loud about FTX, which is a cryptocurrency exchange, and the regulators not really understanding what cryptocurrencies or cryptocurrency exchanges or decentralization or centralization actually is. Now they're trying to regulate everything. So a number of politicians have actively called for a ban on crypto, or have said that we need to regulate everything, especially the decentralized finance place or the DeFi space, because that's the worst of all, because there's no actual head of the dragon. No one knows who's running it because it's decentralized, and therefore that could do the most harm. So now the CEO of Binance has announced, hey, regulate us, but don't regulate the decentralized exchanges for whatever stupid reason. This was very popular news. A lot of people, what? I told you so. That's crazy. A lot of people forget that the entire cryptocurrency space is intertwined within itself. The cryptocurrency space is not large enough to be a stock market yet. So when you talk negatively about one project or one exchange or one thing, people on the outside don't know the difference. Or even sometimes people within the inside. That's also a very big problem. Remember years ago? Hey, everyone. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Remember years ago, back in 2017, when everyone was like, XRP is a security. I'm certain XRP is a security. And I was like, you guys might want to shut up, because you don't realize that other coins are probably going to fall in that same exact category, because you're all screaming that something is a security. Remember how many people used to always, remember how many people used to scream that Ripple and XRP needed to be regulated by the US SEC, and you were calling for regulations within the cryptocurrency space, and then the SEC was like, hey, we're going to step in. That's a security. You're a security. And everyone was like, no. It's only Ripple and XRP that are a security. But at that point, the regulators were already here. People forget that when you scream too loud about something in our industry, you cause shockwaves for everyone else. Yeah, that's exactly what happened with the collapse of FTX, and why I didn't and still don't understand why people were so obsessed over that thing. But look at where we are right now. So regulators around the world have said that they're going to be hyper regulating the cryptocurrency space, especially DeFi. I don't know, if it's proper DeFi, they can't really regulate it because it's decentralized and it's run by the community and not by one single person. But we've also seen BlockFi and Celsius and so many other things collapse this year because they weren't decentralized, because a lot of the protocols aren't. So yeah, that's one portion of the Coinbase news going on right now. I don't understand, I think crypto sometimes acts as like a hive mind, and this is why I think prices drop dramatically whenever Elon Musk farts, or like Sam Bankman-Fried, sneezes too hard. It's these really, really weird things. This was one of the most popular news stories of the day for those of you not looking at the screen. Dogecoin apparently has a higher market cap than Coinbase by $2 billion. But this was very popular news. I wish some part of me was actively joking. A lot of websites were announcing that Dogecoin's valuation, despite the price drop from the Elon Musk thing, is still higher than that of Coinbase, because Coinbase's stock has dropped as the rest of the stock market is dropping. And everyone's now talking about how Doge is better than Coinbase. I think I know what it is. I think people are annoyed that they put so much faith in Dogecoin because of the Elon Musk thing, that they were actively looking for a way to say, well, it's bad, but it's not as bad as that, so that they can push up Dogecoin in their mind higher than something else within the cryptocurrency space, and they seemingly just chose Coinbase. But the weird part is that there were tons of articles. I only have 2 tabs up here, but there were tons of articles all talking about that Dogecoin is now valued more than Coinbase, and how that is amazing news or something like that. How do I put this into words? I, and other analysts have realized quite long ago that a coin's valuation or their market cap is not a direct indication of how strong that coin's project may actually be. There are a lot of coins. Like, you know how like sometimes at the end of the video, if you stay to the end, hello to you out there. At the end of the video, sometimes I'm going over the prices and I'm like, why is that coin number 12? And they have like $900,000 as their daily trading volume. It means nothing. It means that someone with $1 million is able to push that coin up. A lot of the coins in the cryptocurrency space, not pointing fingers at Dogecoin, but are actually garbage. You can't use a coin's market cap as anything. This is why we have the other companies who go by metrics. How many people are using it? How many new wallets per day? How much money is being transferred through that coin and that blockchain consistently? Not over the course of a week, but are you constantly transferring, $5 billion per day? It leads up to a lot to show exactly the usage. So these articles were everywhere, and they came out after Dogecoin's price fell. But I find it very weird that everyone came to the exact same hive mind conclusion that Dogecoin is somehow better than Coinbase, or deserves a higher valuation than Coinbase after the Elon Musk thing. It says no longer a silly joke. No, it's still there. If your price falls down, if your coin's price falls down because Elon Musk is leaving Twitter, right. So that's the Dogecoin Coinbase news. I don't know why this was so popular, but all right. Let's move on. Also welcome back to 2018, everyone. Yeah, we can go outside and the world is great. The Indian government news is really back with full force. Back in 2017, the Indian government announced that they hated cryptocurrencies and would be banning it. In 2018, they said, no, we're not going to ban it. We're going to regulate it. The middle of 2018, they said they were going to ban it again. And this loop went on until now. We are still in the same exact place. They still have not given proper cryptocurrency regulation. All they did was give like crypto taxation laws, which I think is like, what is it? 0.5% for every transaction that happens, which is absolutely stupid. I don't think they want any money in their country anymore. But for some reason, I've been seeing a trend of the last couple of days where the Indian government cryptocurrency regulation news has really, full force once again back in the space. I believed, and still do before, that a lot of this was done for price manipulation. We've heard a lot about government employees and people around the world who have actively been trying to manipulate the prices of cryptocurrencies because they're trying to accumulate more for themselves, whatever the actual case might be. So I still assume that this is roughly the exact same thing. So cool. This was also everywhere, people talking about what's going on. And it's like, They haven't done anything in 5 years. I doubt that they're going to now actively give their citizens rules and regulations when they could have just done so in 2017. So that's something. Vitalik Buterin talking about the future of Ethereum was also really big in the news. Where's the summary? He's talked about mass wallet adoption, basically talking about that his goal for next year is trying to get over 1 billion people to be in the cryptocurrency space. This was also very popular. Anytime that Vitalik says anything, everyone kind of jumps on it. But most of the stuff he says never actually ends up coming true, or is it's kind of like in 2016 where they said in 2017 we would have Ethereum 2.0. Yeah. See, it's kind of like that. It's more of like things are thrown out there, everyone gets excited, and it's like, oh crap, we got to wait 7 years. He talked about trying to get 1 billion people into crypto by next year. He says that we need inflation-resistant stable coins, which is going to be, I guess, a hot topic at some point next year. I don't know how that's supposed to work out because they're based off of fiat currencies, and fiat currencies inflate. So good luck. And he said an Ethereum-powered website login, hinting at the fact that, for those of you who missed it, Ethereum is meant to be a world computer. The idea of Ethereum from the get-go was to be a gigantic machine. I don't know what is, basically like the internet 2.0. So you can kind of say, do I want to go on to yahoo.com? I don't know. That's the first one that popped up. Or do I want to go onto the Ethereum web internet and go on a website there? That's kind of the original idea for it, was basically this gigantic monolithic system that everyone could use free of charge. And you could basically do whatever you want because it was decentralized. So now they're talking about website logins through Ethereum and stuff like that. So cool. I mean, we already have the Ethereum domain names, and it's just about people actually building these things. But until we get the full-blown Ethereum 2.0, and don't forget about those 1 million transactions per second that we were also promised. Until we get all of that, sure, I guess we'll have to keep using Polygon or something else, because I was completely ready to use the Ethereum internet alone, but that might take a little bit more time. That was also very popular in the news, and in this was also very popular. I mean, I guess everything is popular at this point because that's why it's in the news. A lot of people have been looking into, so for those of you who missed it about 4 or 5 days ago, maybe on the weekend, I don't remember. Donald Trump, not himself, but his team, because I assume he's not clicking the minting button, created 45,000 NFTs, and then the price fell down for the collection, and then swiftly began to skyrocket, and people were talking about they sold some for 5,000 because some of them were rarer than others, and other ones were super rare and mega rare, what have you. It has now been alleged and kind of internet reported that Trump's crew apparently minted exactly 1,000 of the NFTs for themselves, but apparently they minted the rarest and most valuable ones and put them into Donald Trump's wallet. Why is this a problem? Because that's not how it's supposed to work. You're supposed to not have the rarest ones for yourself. It's supposed to be like a grab. People find the rarest ones, and then they take those for themselves so that they can tell other people how rare that theirs one is. It happens all the time on Vivi. Look at my minting number. Look at the one I got. I got a secret rare. That's kind of how it worked. Twitter users discovered evidence that the Donald Trump NFT creators were keeping the rarest tokens for themselves the morning after the launch. NFT INT LLC, an unknown firm, created and promoted the collection. The company's public records show that the company, NFT INT LLC, operates out of a UPS store in Park City, Utah. According to a recent post on Twitter, investigation has only discovered that Donald Trump constructed his own wallet. It wasn't him. It was other people. Do you think anyway, Donald Trump constructed his own wallet using Gnosis Safe only one day after making the NFT collection publicly available on the 14th of December. Trump's staff then minted 1,000 NFTs to their own personal wallet as seen in the Gnosis Safe at the address right there, prompting questions about their motivations. I can tell you exactly what their motivations are, and it has to do with money. So the news, this was also very popular news. A lot of people are now upset that there might have been something fraudulent going on with this NFT collection, and that apparently the top 1,000 most valuable and rarest ones might have been kept by the team and by Donald Trump. So a lot of people aren't too happy about that. So that's also in the news as well. Think what you will about that news. All right. Let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters: Martin Steuer, Bodie McBoatface, Sam Ratter, Dotha Diddy, Manny Cryptos, Crypto Gambino, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Jamie Saad, and let's move on: Empire Queen, Roman Gaba, Bitcoin Ben Arachno, Dave the Dealer, Zen Captain Something in the Z-Way, Lay, Mobarazi, VB Nerd 21, Lauren DeSilva, Quoted Biddy, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Nita Miracle, Pattern Noster, Navarro Williams, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Anima, Rita, Bibliophobia, Adam Graysick, Wise Knight, Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cold E3D, Setsuna, Paxis, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Yes to Crypto, Anytime Fitness Monks, Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Machonisa, and On Crypto with Lionel. Thank you all very, 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 very much for your continued support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, a comment, or has subscribed. There was something else I was going to say. To everyone who's still here, write the name of your favorite altcoin in the description below, or rather in the comment section. At the moment, Bitcoin is up by 0.41%. Really weird. This is an odd movement up. Ethereum is up by 2.25%. Binance Coin is up by 0.38%. Dogecoin is currently down by 4.3%. There was a movement up, and then it looks like it's trending down. I can't really tell. OKB is up by 2.1 percentile points. Anything else crazy? Shiba Inu is down by 3. Litecoin is up by 2. Really weird Litecoin news over the last. It has $1.35 billion of trading volume. Something really weird is happening with Litecoin. The last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of like whale buying Litecoin news, but there's been no Litecoin news. Like actual, there's no Litecoin upgrades or updates. Nothing's happening with it. No new things that we're waiting for. The last thing, once again, was Mimblewimble. But, 1.3 billion means a lot of people are trading Litecoin right now. It is quite odd. Ton token is down by 8. ApeCoin is barely up by 1%. Not even. Yeah, I think coins have no idea where to go. It's a very weird mixed price day. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.